This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for 17 News at Noon. I'm Nicole Gitsky. We begin with a 14-year-old boy hospitalized after a shooting in southeast Bakersfield. Now, officers were called to the area of White Lane near South H Street for a report of a shooting just after 6 last night. When they arrived, they found a 14-year-old boy with 2 gunshot wounds. First responders rushed him to a nearby hospital. Bakersfield police say an unknown gunman fired several shots at a group of people standing in a parking lot, but the victim wasn't in that crowd, so police say he appears to have been hit unintentionally. The suspect drove away in a dark-colored vehicle. No more suspect information is available at this time. If you know anything about this shooting, you can call the police department, calling the number 327-7111. Well, Bakersfield Fire needs your help in identifying a man accused of starting a fire over the weekend. The suspect believed to have been involved in a fire near the intersection of East 19th and Inyo Street. The man was last seen in jeans, a plaid jacket, blue Nike shoes, and a dark-colored hat. If you've seen this man, call Bakersfield Fire at 326-3699. Well, at least one person is recovering after a car crash in southwest Bakersfield last night. Now, according to Pulse Point, the call came in just before 10:15 p.m. at the corner of White Lane and Stein Road. At least 2 cars were involved in the crash. Witnesses on scene say at least one person was transported in an ambulance. It's unclear what led to the crash at this time. And on Saturday night, another crash, this time in central Bakersfield. It happened around 11:30 p.m. on Palm and Oak Streets. It's unclear what led to that crash, but at least one car ended up running into a nearby fire hydrant, causing some flooding in the area. There was a man being questioned before taking a sobriety test. The man was then led away in handcuffs. No word yet on any injuries or if any arrests were made. Well, closing arguments are expected Wednesday in the case of Nicholas Quintana, the man accused of murdering a local attorney. Quintana is charged with first-degree murder and other crimes in the brutal 2017 slaying of Vargas, a young attorney with Greater Bakersfield legal assistance. Prosecutors say Quintana and Vargas met on a dating app, and Vargas invited the then 19-year-old to his apartment. That's where, according to prosecutors, Quintana stabbed Vargas, inflicting deep wounds to his neck. Vargas died shortly afterward. Quintana took to the stand on Friday, where his testimony continued to today.
My mom still can't believe this happened. I was shaking, I was scared, and I never thought I would be in that situation.
The trial is expected to wrap up later this week. Both the defense and prosecution rested their case this morning. And 2 men accused of 2 deadly shootings are due in court today. 23-year-old Jorge Flores and 22-year-old Carlos Trejo were arrested last week on suspicion of 2 counts of murder, 3 counts of attempted murder, conspiracy, and gang participation. The men were allegedly behind the deadly killings of Vladimir Sanchez and Scotty Tripp just hours apart from each other back on January 15th. Police say the killings were related. Well, an advisory committee to the Centers for Disease Control now says the U.S. can resume using the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, but it should come with a warning. The CDC paused the vaccine for 11 days after 15 people developed severe blood clots after receiving the vaccine. Health experts maintain that the risk of developing the blood clots is extremely rare. And a growing number of Americans have missed their second COVID-19 vaccination. New data through early April shows that nearly 8% of people have missed their second dose. That number is up from about 3.4% from earlier this year. The CDC says an increase in missed second doses was expected as eligibility expanded to more people. It's unclear why the second doses are being missed or delayed. The CDC says more analysis is needed. And a reminder, in California, vaccines are being offered to everyone aged 16 and older. You can sign up by going to the state's website, that's myturn.ca.gov, or calling that number on your screen, 833-422-4255.
Clinica Sierra Vista is now offering rapid COVID-19 testing and COVID-19 vaccinations. Call 833-278-4584 to make your appointment. But don't delay. Clinica Sierra Vista, putting patients first.
Well, after a year of postponement, the annual Links for Life golf tournament is back. This morning, golfers teed off supporting the Links for Life organization. Links for Life was started over 27 years ago by 10 women who wanted to give back to our community by funding mammograms, ultrasounds, and biopsies for women who are underinsured or not insured. The organization was beyond excited to find out their sponsors from last year came back and helped raise even more money.
So we touch lives in Kern County, we save lives, we help families. So it's all of us coming together to help each other in Kern County.
Now, if you or someone you know is a breast cancer survivor or currently undergoing treatment, there are a variety of resources that Links for Life provides. And happening right now, the debate continues on how to spend local tax revenue from Bakersfield's Measure N. The Citizens Oversight Committee set to discuss the use of nearly $80 million in Measure N funds. They'll be reviewing the budget and its proposed spending, including the hiring of 9 new police officers, 8 senior police officers, 6 detectives, and 5 sergeants. It also includes 30 new patrol vehicles and 4 police motorcycles. Well, taking a look ahead, the need for blood continues to be a dire situation at our local blood banks. Houchin will be out in Tehachapi this week for a blood drive in hopes of replenishing their supply. It's happening Thursday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Tehachapi Valley Recreation and Parks District's West Park on West D Street. To schedule an appointment, just head to hcbb.com. And this weekend, you can get your pets up to date on their shots. The city's Animal Care Center will be offering low-cost vaccines and licensing. It's happening at Lowell Park at 800 4th Street. That's from 9 a.m. to noon. It will be a drive-through event, and COVID-19 precautions are in place. The Animal Care Center says during their last clinic, they issued 381 vaccines along with 61 microchips. And we're less than a week away from our Unleash Your Love event, working to help local animals find their forever homes by keeping our local SPCA funded. We're teaming up with Bakersfield SPCA for the event. We'll be live out there all day this Friday, urging you to come give them a call and donate. This year's event will once again be virtual due to the pandemic. You can donate online at bakersfieldspca.org or you can call 323-8353. In our 17 Business Watch, Americans are ready for a vacation. TripAdvisor says 67% of Americans plan to travel this summer and 74% of them will stay within the U.S. Experts say competition for domestic accommodations is resulting in a boom in vacation rental searches. The most popular destination includes typical sun and fun beach spots, affordable fresh air, and space for social distancing. TripAdvisor says Florida and Mexico are at the top of travelers' wish list this summer. The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.